people, more life, more blessings. You know the vibes, we outside. Do it for the love. Episode 24. Kobe Bryant. As I say, this is the year of the Black Mamba. 2024. We are at episode 24.
Yeah,
you know the host, me, Eric Buddy Davis, and my co-host is in the building.
Spitfire.
And as usual, you know we feeling good, feeling great, feeling good, and we hope you are too. So, for all of our viewers, all of our listeners, you know how we get down. But before we get started, make sure you continue to subscribe, spread the word, spread the episodes, like, share. We need the love, we need the connection. That's why we're here. We're here for y'all. We do it for the love, we do it for the people. Yes. But you know how we start our show. Check the temperature. So my brother, how you feeling tonight?
Feeling good tonight, man. Good weather. Like I said, we've been faced with the crazy weather since the bridge collapsed, which we shouted out in one of our last episodes. But good weather, so hopefully they're doing a good cleanup. But, you know, for us, we getting ready for that spring, summertime action.
That's popular.
And we got some guests that just flew in. The first guests that flew in for this episode. So I'm excited to introduce them to y'all. But temperature is great today. How you feeling, bro?
Man, temperature feeling good, man. Just as hot as my coffee, man. You know, caramel latte, you know, with oat milk. You know, do it right, do it tight. Keep it like very sophisticated. You know, I like to live my life at a high level. But, you know, no, honestly.
I ain't gonna talk about how he ain't give me one. Y'all know I usually keep a coffee on the episode.
What kind?
Nah.
He ain't no one every time, so I didn't think he wanted it tonight.
Because it was going to come with the pause after.
They did not know. You know. I was just asking you what type of coffee did you want. But no, I feel good, bro. I'm blessed. As you said, we got some guests that flew in. Yeah. I feel special. I feel honored because they got a great story to tell. They got a great brand. And it's just good to be a part of something that provides a platform that gives people that chance. So I'm ready to talk.
Let's get it.
So tonight, episode 24, it is called For the Love of Partnership. Now that can mean a lot to different people. It has a lot of different ways to look at it. But I'm going to give you the book definition like we do, and then we'll get into our view. So, partnership, the state of being a partner or partners. So that can be looked at like relationships. The second one, a business or firm owned and run by two or more partners. So I know in movies, a lot of the ones I like rom-coms and stuff that's about pretty much like the Peach story. And a lot of them, you know, got the black woman in an all-white law firm and she trying to make partner. Or you got an all-black male character, same situation, he's already partner.
Right.
But then now he's dealing with them not wanting to take his ideas and now he got a boogie. And I feel like it's always that platform in movies. And I like to think like a writer. So, the way I look at partnership is a lot of different ways. But before I get into it, I want to say one more definition, then I'll swing it to my co-host. Partnership is also a relationship resembling a legal partnership and usually involving close cooperation between parties having specified and joint rights and responsibilities. So before I get into myself, let's talk for the love of partnership.
So, you know, for me, partnerships is something, for me, I thrive in. Like, I built a lot of my persona, a lot of my business based off partnerships.
Right.
It's crazy because I started out in music and, you know, I gotta give props to Trey the Kid, gotta give props to Millie. They started out rapping first. But bringing them on, it was just always an honor coming on as a group of something. You know what I mean? Seeing two dudes who was really gifted at rapping and then coming in and learning how to rap. You know what I mean? And then being able to bring in my creative side. I always been an artist since a young one, so they talked about rapping. I'm like, yo, what we gonna call our group? So when they called our group Keep It Raw, I'm like, I'm gonna come up with the logo. And you know, I started to add that graphic side to it. And it just showed me early in my profession that everybody can have their own skill and talent. And everybody could bring their own piece to the table. So I learned early just off rocking with Keep It Raw that everybody could bring a different talent to the table and make a big, huge impact.
Thanks.
And then as I've grown as an adult doing graphic design, I've been able to sit and consult different companies where it's been one or more partner.
Right.
And I've seen some thrive, I've seen some take a nosedive. And for the most part, it's always about ego or different things. So I always admire different partnerships and I understand the strength in it and how much it does for a company or just the overall goal. So partnerships, I can't wait to get into.
Gotcha.
Even more.
So for me, partnership is a lot of different things. The first thing I think of is relationship between men and women because my parents, blessed to say, they've been married for 40 plus years. and I know what it takes to raise a family. They're not in business or anything together, but then on the other side of that, I know a lot of families that they run their marriage and relationship like a business,
right,
like a partnership. The way they split bills, the way that they move as a unit, the way that they decide on things that they're going to invest in. So that's one way. Another way that I look at it is major companies, how they started, the story of Apple, the story of Microsoft, the story of all of these different brands that started a certain way, Rockefeller Records, and many different companies and corporations. So when I dig deep into it, I think about us. I think about anybody, I think about our guest tonight. I think about anyone that really has an idea and they can share that with someone who also not just can we have a lot of people in our life like, man, that's fire. That's dope. And it stops there. They want to see what you're going to do next, or they're not going to bring it up again unless you do. Yeah. But then you got that person that's like, man, shit, I got that idea too. And not only do they have that idea, they actually bring value to what you already was thinking. Right. And then it becomes something and it grows and you nurture it and hopefully you can sustain it. Right. So that's how I really view partnership. And like you said, there's so many different ways to dive into it, but we both know it's very essential to growing a brand or growing anything that you want to put out there for people to see and just be bigger than what you are doing personally.
Well, one of the last things I mentioned before we move on, that's key in a lot of those companies that actually became successful and still are successful to this day is trust.
Facts.
You have to trust your partners. You have to trust them with that skill. You have to trust them with some of the decisions that they make. And when you don't, you may trust them and you may not agree. It's okay to have, it's okay to agree to disagree. Facts. It's okay for both of y'all to not see things from the same lens. But as a partnership or a group, sometimes you have to vote on certain decisions. And as long as you all can sit back and look at the data from what encompassed and what happened from that decision, then you can decide who was right or wrong. But as a team and a partnership, you have to move forward. And a lot of the best groups use strategic thinking and trust those partners in making those decisions. So it's key. You got to remember that.
And one thing I want to get to the viewers before we move on from our lead topic is that, a lot of these partnerships, sometimes these people that seem so in sync, as he just said, they crash and burn. And then, the legacy is now in question and so many other things happen. So what I want to say is be careful with who you choose, because some of these relationships, you can't really predict the future. People change, that's natural. But I want to say be very careful about who you choose to invest your time in, who you choose to invest your thoughts in. Because there are a lot of stories, probably way more than success stories. There are stories of people who lose their idea because somebody crossed them. Or they thought they had a percentage in something or something was more value and somebody did their due diligence and did paperwork that they might not have known of, and now, shit, they hit the fan, but all you can do is really talk about it and hope that someone cares enough to give you that shot again. So just be careful about who you get in partnership with, because don't be tainted by people who may cross you in life and now you don't want to work with anyone, because I promise you, no matter how great you are in something, at some point, you're going to need someone else. And they may look just like you or they may look like someone else. But it is very serious to know your stuff and believe in what you do.
For sure.
For the Love of Partnership, episode 24. But you know how we do. Keeping it moving. So, tonight we're going to do it a little different. We normally would be having our sponsor highlight moment at this part of the show. But we're going to do it a little different and do that a little later. So tonight, my brother, who are we shining the spotlight on? For our sponsor, I shine the spotlight series.
For tonight, we are shining the spotlight on O.J. Simpson.
The juice?
Keys to the juice, man.
Talk to me.
I gotta shine light on the juice. And as I talk about him, I may slightly move into love to not love.
Let's go.
But shout out to O.J. Simpson, man. Not only him being a great football player, which I'll get into in a minute, but me personally, me being an 80s baby and growing up, I was introduced to O.J. Simpson through National Lampoon's Undercut. What's the joint called?
No, National Lampoon's something like that.
I'm mad that I don't know the title of the movie, but it's crazy because I got introduced to O.J. Simpson through the movie, and I loved his character in the movie, funny guy, bright smile, and it made me actually do my research and go back and look at his football highlights. And I'm sorry, man, but he's one of the top 5 running backs ever to come out, bro. Straight beast, straight dog on the field. And to see him go through, I remember as a child seeing him go through the case of the murder with Nicole Simpson and all of the things that he went through and the glove, you know, being young, not really understanding the details. I just remember it was so tense in that moment. You walked in stores, if the case was on the TV, it was real tense. Like people literally got into arguments on camera. And regardless of what people think in public opinion, in the courtroom, my man was found not guilty.
Facts.
And you know, it's just crazy to see how much negative shit people came out and said in the last few days. And I mean, when this episode come out, it'll be last few weeks. But you know, it's crazy to see that much negative opinion on something and my man was found not guilty. Anybody else, y'all give him that grace, you know what I mean, when they found not guilty. But when it came to him, because he's a black man and all of that, it was just crazy, man. But I wanted to shine the spotlight on him, and also It Is What It Is podcast for giving that man a platform to finally become something other than a so-called murderer, you know what I mean, or somebody that got off. Right. He became Uncle O. You know what I mean? So shout out to OJ, his family. I want to share our love and our peace to y'all. And I'm just great to see them guys put them in a good light. So shout out to Uncle O.
What I'll lead off saying about OJ is, if you can upset that many people from dying, you're a motherfucking legend. And that really is all it is need to be said about the man. You know, he lived a life that was literally the American story. I didn't even want to say the American dream. You saw him at his peak, saw him at his low. And to me, he probably did make an announcement that he had cancer, but I don't really remember. But how he seemed to end his life was enjoying it and living his best life after he was released from prison. So, you know, rest in peace, O.J. Simpson, man. You know, you're an American icon. No matter how people want to look at him, when your name is brought up, people feel the way and they have an opinion of you, which means you're known. And sometimes it can be looked at in a positive or negative light. But we shine in the spotlight tonight because he is a legend. So, O.J. Simpson. Rest in peace. Yeah. Moving forward, you said you was going to slide into love and not love, so I'll let you go ahead and tell the people what love and not love is, and we can keep it going.
Man, it was just the hate for OJ, bro.
Oh, that was your first one?
Yeah, that was the hate for OJ, bro. Okay. I can't believe that some people, like, you know, I got to bring up Bruce Jenner. You know, he made a comment talking about good riddance.
Her name is Caitlin.
Huh?
Her name is Caitlin.
Short ain't Bruce?
It's Caitlin.
I remember Bruce.
Bruce wearing
the
track.
man on the Wheaties box.
Bruce wearing track. Caitlin.
He got titties now? Oh, that's crazy.
Kayla hit a person in the car.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
He's a hater.
So, love to not love. Obviously, my co-host already led me very strong, and I'll give mine. And for those who don't know, love to not love is a segment where we just like to poke fun at things we don't choose. We don't say the HATE word on our show, so we love to not love it, and that's all it is. So for me, my first love to not love is when a great partnership falls apart. Rockefeller. NERD, the City Girls every 5 minutes before they get back together. All types of shit like that. I hate to see something that I once cheered for so much. One of my favorite groups ever, G Unit. 50 is strong, he the cancer. He just don't really take back things. And it is what it is. But I hate to see something that was once such a unit and created such great stuff. And I know things passed, you know, they had their time, I guess. But I love to not love to watch that happen and then watch the people tear it apart like it once wasn't something great.
I've been on a binge watching of My Expert Opinion between Mav Hoffa, Champ, and everybody that had vacated that show. And that's like what you said, something so great. Like, it was great seeing Esso, Heineken, Champ, all of these different perspectives on the show. But I get it. And I will end that by saying most of those come in. If you coming into something and if you having gut thoughts about what is this or what's the ultimate goal, then the conversation should be had about the paperwork. Like, unless you coming into this with somebody you fully know and you trust, the paperwork has to be discussed. And you can't take that as a negative thing if somebody bring it up. That's what happens in business. You got to talk about percentages. You got to talk about who's going to get paid what for their part into this goal. So,
without certain information and consideration, it's hard to say you're a partner. It's kind of like you're a worker.
Because it go down to perspective. Everybody might not appreciate some of the things that you feel like is putting in work to something.
Right.
So if you just discuss it and you feel like this is something that you put an effort into or something that you should be compensated for, then discuss it. Put it on the table.
Second love to not love?
International views of Americans and how we perpetuate that narrative. I just saw a video where two guys from London was talking about how people in America feel like we better than everybody in the world. We feel like we the best dressed. We do everything first. We created everything. And whether that be true or false, I feel like we perpetuate that narrative because some of us do walk around with that attitude. We feel like we is the best. And the most way I see it is neighborhoods. Everybody feel like their neighborhood is better than the next neighborhood.
That's a fact.
And your neighborhood don't get you any money or you don't get any ownership to that neighborhood. You don't make any money off the rent that's coming through that neighborhood. None of that.
Talk to them.
Fighting for it, killing for it, something that you have no ownership for. Once you get convicted of killing somebody in your neighborhood, at least in our city, you getting banned. You getting put on the ban list from that neighborhood. So it's like you killing for your neighborhood that you're gonna end up getting banned from. It just don't make sense. So again, I don't like the narrative because not all Americans feel like we better than everybody. I actually enjoy wanting to go to another country and finding out about your culture. And that's why I can't wait to hear about our clothing line and our next guest coming on, the Lifestyle International, what international means to them. But, you know, international to me does not mean shitting on another person from another country. It's actually taking in your culture, adapting to it, and finding out some new gems in your culture that we might actually need to adapt in ours.
Facts though.
I really admire how in the Asian culture, their children are really brilliant at math. You know, not to say my kids aren't, but I can see the lack in a lot of American kids today with education and being stuck on computers and different apps and stuff like that. So it's a lot of things from culture that we can take as a plus in ours if we adapt. So.
Hey, you preaching, bro.
And we blessed out here too.
Hey, you preaching, bro. Hey, you talking. But my second love to not love is going to be partnerships made out of spite. I don't like when the whole goddamn record industry is gigging up on my man Aubrey Graham right now. But you know what? We here for that shit.
Not everybody might not know who Aubrey Graham is, bro.
Drizzy, my niggas. Drake. But you know what? It's all love though, because
you call that partnerships?
In the sense of they're working together. It's not like a real partnership where it's built for the long run of like building a brand together and being known for that. But in the sense of music, yeah, they're partnering up on my niggas.
Is Future the leader?
I don't really know. Honestly, I think it's just music and entertainment because I feel like J. Cole moves so pure. I don't think he look at it that way, which means to me it ain't fucking nothing.
Okay.
That's how I kind of really look at it, but at the same time we entertain it because it's entertainment. But you know what? Like I said, my niggas ready for it because guess what? I love to not love when people who don't fuck with me is linking up with niggas who don't fuck with me to fuck with me. The shit is getting ugly. And that is Aubrey himself. Last year, man, like 2 years ago. He's been talking about his whole fucking career. So, you know, I love it all because honestly, I'm a fan of both sides. But I love to not love, especially on a serious note, when these things are really done in a spiteful way in business. And it really like cripples other people and do things like that. Unless it's really done in a positive way because it's done against a brand that cripples others. So with that being said, that is love to not love. And I think that is the perfect time to get into the time that we've been waiting for all night. We got some special guests, man. You know, they travel here to talk about their brand and what they do. And this is episode 24, Year the Mamba, you know, for the love of partnership. And we are about to bring on our guests. So you know what it is, man. Do it for the love. Everybody Davis. So Spitfire.
We here.
2-4. You know the vibes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Do It For The Love podcast, episode number 24.
Know the vibes.
And welcome our next guest, the dynamic duo out of 4 behind the Lifestyle International brand. Founded in 2014 by this duo and 2 other partners who aren't here today. Lifestyle International began as a music production company before evolving into a flourishing fashion brand with a focus on active travel wear for all ages and walks of life. They've made waves in this industry and I'm proud to announce them. So let's give a warm welcome to Jerome, Britte and Britte Robinson. We in here.
What up, fellas?
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for first of all flying out. Y'all the first guests that have actually, you know, made the whole journey to just come to the show. So we appreciate y'all, especially with us just starting out, you know what I mean? And I'm always about divine intervention and God having a lot of roles in all of this. And the fact that I met you being out at Art Basel, you know, us being at an event where we obviously both out there trying to get ourselves out there to the world and just seeing y'all movement, Brian. So I'm appreciative to meet y'all, to shop with y'all, rocking the brand right now, and to have y'all on the show. So thank you for being here, bro.
Appreciate that.
For sure, man. So I'm not sure if you fellas have ever watched the show before, but the way we like to kick it off is pretty much going through like a who, what, when, where, why of your journey, man. Like some say, y'all also our first time we had 2 guests on at once. So if you had to, in a quick way, how you would want somebody to know you, who is Jerome Green and who is Britte Robinson? Y'all can choose to go first.
I'll go first. Who is Jerome Green? Jerome Green is a guy who's a dad first, a guy who's a lover in Christ, a guy who's a follower of God, a guy who's a hustler, a guy who's a businessman, a guy who's a corporate man. I am everything that I need to be to make sure my life is successful.
That's what's up.
Fire.
My man, Britt, but who are you?
Hey,
Talk to the people.
Oh man, I'm a simple guy, man. I'm a son of a sharecropper.
Okay.
You know,
That's real. It's a good
you
call.
know what I mean?
I like to start off on
You know what I mean? You know, infamous moped rider.
Okay.
So, but yeah, other than that, man, I'm, pretty laid back guy, man. Love of fashion, love of art, love of people, man. That's kind of what brought me here, man. That's who I am.
Son of a sharecropper, infamous moped rider.
You know what I'm saying?
I might leave with that intro for the rest of my life, but I'm not connected to either.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
Hey,
But yeah.
special, real special thing.
Appreciate that, fellas. Go ahead,
So
son.
just getting into a little bit of y'all bio before we get deep into the brand and how this has, managed to expand around a couple states around the United States and internationally. How did you guys start? Because I saw that you were a production company. So tell me a little bit about how that whole transition went and how you guys first evolved and started.
So how the transition went is I was doing some rapping. I have 2 cousins that actually are music producers. They make beats and everything. I have a cousin that has a studio as well. So we used to always record, put out a couple of things. So long story short, we ended up doing a show at East Carolina. In Greenville, North Carolina. We was opening it up for a freeway.
Shout out to the Pirates.
And we just came with our normal, little simple logo. This one right here, that Lifestyle International, just simple logo. We put it on some t-shirts, wore it on stage, just started posting it on social media, not thinking nothing of it. But from there, it's like everybody just started saying, y'all want one of the shirt, y'all want one of the shirts. So I told this guy, I'm like, bro, where I come from, just give nothing away, bro. You need to try to sell it. So we went into selling tees and went from us selling out of the trunk of cars. We basically walking around like we selling weed or something. 'Cause we got a pocket full of money because we selling t-shirts like literally out of the trunk of the car. And that got to the point to where I was like, yo, this is like too much. We need to have like a central location for everybody to like come and shop with us. So we came with the website. And once we came with the website, it kind of transitioned into like everybody more so was at the brand more than the music. So it only made sense for us to be like, okay, this way we need to go. Obviously, this is the transition that we need to make. So we made that transition.
Gotcha. Appreciate that. So moving from that, I feel like you just spoke on how the brand of the fashion part of it took off. I want to ask you, what has been the biggest challenge when it comes to sustaining your brand after you gain momentum?
The biggest challenge is keeping the momentum. Not slowing down just because you get a little bit of people shopping with you. You get people coming and people noticing you when they see you out, or people noticing the brand even when you're not there. You still have to stay grounded and still get out here and touch the people. Get out here and do the same things that got you there. A lot of people forget once they get there, they forget about what got them there.
Stay focused on the goal.
For sure.
The goal. Have a tunnel vision on what the goal is.
Yeah. For me, man, it's no matter what goes on around me, I'm like focus on this brand. And one thing I always think about when I watch this movie is that that Paid in Full movie when Mitch was in the car crying. That's how I feel about lifestyle. I'm like, yo. I love it. Yeah. It's it's in me, bro.
So starting with you, Britt, why is entrepreneurship important to both of you, and what drives your passion for building your own brand? Like I've met a lot of people personally who have their own brands, and it's a one-man team or it's one face. When I think about Lifestyle International, I think about the group of you guys. So what drives that passion, behind that group, and what has created that whole movement for you guys?
Well, for me, it's about the legacy of having something and owning something that you build from ground up, something that you love, and you put passion into it, and you want to see it grow and nurture and grow, man. That's what kind of the driving force behind it for me, man. And not only that, just seeing your people and seeing people having it on, man. Sometimes that's better than money.
Oh, I know that, bro. As a guy who designs fashion, sometimes I do so much designing that I'll overlook a lot of shit, but you gotta really stop in the moment and really pat yourself on the back sometimes when you see the people out there.
You must. Gotta pat yourself on the back. Can't expect nobody else to. You got to. Must. So moving forward, my next question for you fellas is gonna be, what does it feel like when you see respected and influential figures like Greg Street and Newface was there wearing your brand? Like, how does those moments feel when you see stuff like that happen for you? Like, is that a moment of
Because it's different than saying a regular person wearing your shit and a celebrity.
Absolutely. And to me, those are two fellas that is like, cause some people don't give a fuck if it's a celebrity or not. So I ain't even sitting here saying that. That may mean nothing to y'all. But at the same time, I know if I'm pushing something from ground up, the moment I see people that have influence in it and they wearing it, like they're wearing it, it's like, that's a good feeling. So how y'all think about that?
For the people that don't know who Greg Street is, that's the voice of Atlanta.
Shout out,
when I moved to Atlanta, I lived there for 4 years. Before I was bumping the CDs and I had my little iPod, Greg Street was the voice on that radio. Yeah.
And since we're talking about fashion, he's a sneaker legend, sneaker king. So it goes beyond just his music and his radio play. So like I said, and on top of that, Newface is like a hip hop connoisseur. Mm-hmm. So both of those fellas, I'm a hip hop person. I love music. I love all types of music, but hip hop is cool. So just I don't want to overtalk. How y'all fellas feel about those moments?
Oh man, that like he said, it's better than money, man, because that just lets you know that you're going in the right direction, number one. Number two, that lets you know that people are willing to get behind what you're already doing. People recognize what you're doing. So that's what it does for me. Definitely motivation.
It's surreal too, man. But try not to get caught up in it. Like I say, trying to stay focused on the goal, no matter who has it on or whatnot. Sometimes like I tell Jerome a lot, like, we just out here planting these seeds, man. It's like a planter. You're not too much worried about the yield. You're worried about, you just do the planting and it's gonna grow because that's the process. That's how it's supposed to go. Mm-hmm. And you just keep moving in that direction, man.
Gotcha.
Just keep
planting. Act like you've been there before.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For the up and coming brand owners out there, let them know insight, if y'all would like to, onto how can you make connections. Like, how does a connection like that with Greg Street come about? Was it through faith, or was it through voice? Through a connection through somebody? How does that come about?
It's always a lot of things as far as like people recognizing the brand and different people getting to the brand. It's always like a 60 degrees of separation type thing. It's like, okay, we're here at this event, but we're at this event because this person said, hey, we like your stuff, come and vent here. And then we've been here, and then Greg Street comes, and Greg Street's like, okay, I want one of those shirts. Yeah. That's just kind of how it actually happens, almost like a 6 degrees of separation. Like, we're there because we know somebody, and then that person that knows somebody say, hey, come check out these guys' store, you might like something, and then that's kind of how it just continues.
When I met these guys in Miami, we was at an art exhibit, and they have their fashion line there, and one thing I admired about them, they had their shit on the racks. It was organized. It was a team of them. I told them that when we was chilling before the episode. When I see a team of people going towards one mission and one goal, and everybody playing their part, I admire that. And they shit is fire. They got their two jacket, the hoodie and the jacket on. I got my jacket, like real bold colors, and then each item has its own message to it. So I really admire that about you guys and how you came together as a group for real. Where do you guys draw inspiration from when it comes to design? Because I've seen like a lot of your pieces are completely different, but you see the plane on it. So where does the inspiration come from?
The inspiration really comes from just life and just living life. And then sometimes I can see something like so simple, but it gives me a thought to something. I think I'm gonna try that.
Okay.
And then a lot of times when I will start something, it actually develop into, okay, I want to do that with that particular design or whatever. It just kind of depends. It's life.
Do y'all have like an approval process? Like since it's a team of people, y'all trust him to pretty much create the vision and create the designs, or do y'all run the designs?
In all honesty, both of us create stuff, but at the same time, we may create a bunch of stuff, and then we'll have a meeting one day, and we just sit down and kind of like
go through it.
It's like, yo, what you like about this?
Almost like the music process, man.
What you think about this? He be like, maybe you should turn this around. Or he may do something, and I'm like, maybe we should do it like this.
I still hear a lot of trust in that, though. It's like y'all trust each other to design on your own accord, and then y'all trust each other's opinions, and that's very important. Designers, people out there who grind, and if you got somebody on your team, trust an opinion and don't always take like a negative reaction to everything. You know, you gotta be open to criticism.
Yeah, and I always look at it too, like just because you see it a certain way, another person may open up your mind to something you didn't even think about.
Right.
Or that you wasn't even on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I look at it, because he'll tell you, like, sometimes he'll be like, maybe you should do it like this. And I'll be like, I'm not going to say, nah, I like it like, I'm going to try it so I can see what it looked like so I can give my opinion on it. Like, nah, I think we should go back to what we had.
And keep in mind too that it is, we designed it because we like it, but it ain't for us. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff we critical of, we just put it out there and let the people be the judge. You know?
Definitely.
Right.
You know? That's definitely true.
And Britt just said it before I asked my next question, and Britt said it over here while Jerome was speaking, that it's almost like music. It's almost like the production. It's like while you're building something, sometimes to really go to the next level is adding a different sound. It's saying a different cadence. It's maybe doing a different ad lib, but something else to see what might catch the people and get something, just to get your creative juices flowing.
And sorry, it kind of goes back to your topic about your man Drizzy Drake. You see how people talk about ghostwriting, but I don't be like really too heavy on that because I feel like a lot of hands in certain projects, that's what creates the greatness. It don't matter if you coming out with the pockets on it and you coming out with the pattern that's going on, then your mans might be picking the packaging. Right. That's dope. That's a part of the story that you sell to everybody else. You could say all four hands is literally, or all four minds is literally touching this product before it goes in to the consumer's hand.
Absolutely.
So it's dope. That's dope.
Facts. So to piggyback off one of the last things you guys said, so I've read, obviously y'all sent this in your bio, and I did a little research within myself, and things that y'all stand on. So where in your creative approach or your production do you feel you separate yourself from other active travel wear brands?
Is there some lot out there?
Yeah, I feel like we separate ourselves just basically in our designs and our ideas and what we actually are putting on our designs. It's like like Sel said earlier, every piece is different and has its own way of standing out. Like for instance, this bag right here, the bag, it was a concept I already had previously, but when I got access to actually do it, that's what I decided to come with. And the reason why I decided to come with, because a lot of people when they travel, they have a bag. So I was like, yeah, I got an idea for that. And our brand stands behind active and travel wear, because when a lot of people are traveling, that's when they mostly shop with us. When they're about to travel, when they're about to go somewhere, when they're about to do something.
Yo, my son hijacked that bag from me, bro. One day for school, he tried to act like he lost his backpack and just hijacked that joint. He didn't use it for 2 years straight. So he got that joint running around middle school now, right now.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I heard a similar story before. A lot of things get hijacked, little snapbacks here and there.
When the kids want your product, that means you making something hot. If the kids snatch it up, then listen, you on to something.
That's real.
Get two of them.
Double down.
So I know that the Lifestyle International brand typically comes with 4 people with it, right? But I know that you guys, or I'm assuming you guys are open to potential partnerships and collaborations with other people or other brands. What do you look for in a potential partner? What is a potential partner for Lifestyle International? Like, who do y'all look at like that's somebody we could work with?
We gotta be reliable first off. We gotta be trusting.
Okay, that's a big thing. It's a big thing.
Especially else we're gonna trust all
Yeah,
sometimes.
clothing production goes through a lot of different hands. Before this brand even connects with somebody, they got their own group and different lanes that it has to go through before it even gets out there. So trust is a big thing in fashion.
Right.
Yeah, definitely a big thing in fashion. But yeah, we're willing to collab with anyone. It's just a matter of us having that conversation and just seeing what the vibe, seeing the ideas, and just having a conversation. I would be one person who is never scared to collaborate with anyone. I never feel like someone is outshining me or out doing something for me, because I always feel like what God got for me is for me. It don't matter what y'all do.
Okay.
It's gonna happen. If He says it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. It don't matter what nobody do.
And it's always cool to kind of see what y'all can come up with together. You know, you're doing it for the culture anyway. Your contribution to the culture. Because, we like to get fly for one anyway, and see what we can actually come up with together, see how dope that can be.
Yeah.
I actually was gonna say I had one more question, but I actually want to slide one in that I didn't even write down. Where do you find the time for relationships and fatherhood in this grind? We spoke off camera, and I know y'all travel a lot, you work a lot. How do you find that balance?
Number one is having someone that believes in what you're doing. First of all, you have someone who's willing to understand what you're actually doing and what you're trying to accomplish.
Buy into your goals.
Yeah, that's really what it takes. But in the same aspect, you can't be selfish with it. You gotta be willing to say, okay, I know I've been gone for a while, so I don't need to go. Just because somebody say, hey, we got this going on over here, that don't mean I need to go. There's certain situations when I need to go, and then there's certain where it don't make sense for me to be there.
Gotcha. Understood. Feel the same way about that? Is it a different balance for you?
I mean,
lifestyle-wise?
And the way we play it too, we got a lot of different things going on. So, you more of a family. I don't have a family like that. So the relationship that I got is about communication.
Gotcha.
They, like you said, they buy into the vision because they understand the bigger picture of what's going on. And that's very important to have somebody like that.
They see you working.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
I love to hear the stories behind brands and how they came up with their names. So where does the whole thought process of Lifestyle International come from?
Yeah, man. It was just cool shit because
I love your intros. Man, cool shit, man.
We just sitting around talking because we was already doing the music, And it was with one of my partners. He's a funny guy, man.
So the record company was called Lifestyle?
No, we was not. It was just kind of a running, not even a running joke, because things that were cool, we used to say, oh man, that's a part of the lifestyle. Things that weren't cool, we like, man, that ain't part of the lifestyle. Okay. So we was already kind of running with that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were like, that.
That's a lifestyle.
That ain't part of the lifestyle.
Gotcha.
Then when we kind of evolved into with the clothing and branding and whatnot, people usually have a target market. We didn't want necessarily a target market. Okay. We wanted to be inclusive for everybody, from infants to something proud that my grandma, when she was a dresser, so when she was alive, that she could be proud. Because it used to be back in the day being your name being people's mouth, but for the wrong reason. This now I gave people something good to talk about us, and they can be proud to wear it too without usually when people rap, or they might have some negative connotation behind rap music, or somebody might not just want to mess with your clothes because they don't listen to rap music. It's got nothing to do with the fashion. We wanted to include everybody, man.
That was actually one of my questions. One of my questions on here was, who is the target market? And he just answered that for y'all. This shit for everybody. So if you watching it, it's for you. I'm telling you.
We've had infants in our stuff. We've had 90-year-old women in our stuff.
That's dope. I love it.
So, fellas, my last question in this segment, y'all have done amazing answering all our questions. I feel like you're giving a lot of our viewers and listeners great insight. So my last question is going to be, what brand, if any, made you want to be more creative in your artistry?
Gotta give Saya.
Yeah, Saya. Is that somewhere?
Saya Collective.
Oh yeah, I know Sai, absolutely.
Yeah, he's an inspiration, bro.
You don't make shoes, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He make a little something of everything, but the shoes are.
That's his key.
Yeah.
He has a real creative way of releasing shoes and products.
Right.
But yeah, I want y'all to shout out to definitely the people that inspired him.
Definitely, he definitely inspired us, especially for his willing to do it himself and like, hey, I can do it myself type thing. Definitely. Another guy would be Cool Kai as well.
Gotcha.
Cool Kai as well.
For sure.
Definitely those two for me.
Gotcha.
For sure.
Anybody else different?
Well, not just on brands, but just like what some of the stuff that he stands on. I know people don't agree with Dame Dash, but a lot of things that he stands on and just those, you know, entrepreneurship type, just his thought process, man. He's an inspiration, you know, in a way to me.
And listen here at Do It For The Love, if you watched us before, we love to take these type of questions and put them as its own way or form of promotion. So Dame Dash, Cool Kyle, Saya, you see these brothers here working? They down for this is for the love of partnership. Holla at my boys, they ready to work. They out here grinding, man.
Yep.
So I don't know if you have any more, but if you want to take the last question.
I can close it out
Shut it down.
before we move into our next segment. What does the future look like for Lifestyle International? What do you guys see the next 5 to 10 years? You know, it's a lot of AI shit out right now. Fashion, because of social media and some outlandish clothes, you see some really crazy shit now.
Yes.
Big boots, you see brightly colored items, motherfuckers wearing microwaves on their head. I didn't see it all. What do we see for Lifestyle International? Do we see Lifestyle International microwaves somewhere else?
5 to 10 years, where y'all at with it?
Man, I look at us just being a household name, having something in your home, because we offer so many things. Like we offer shower curtains, we offer mats, we offer watches, we offer rolling paper, shot glasses,
swimsuits,
clocks, swimsuits, umbrella.
Y'all like Amazon brand.
Yeah, playing cards.
Lifestyle International, makes sense.
Like we are actual like brand, so it's not like you a clothing brand. Like we offer all laundry and stuff.
So it's not, it's an enterprise.
Right.
Yeah.
Lifestyle International.
You into events too, helping you procure event space if you need some, you know. DJs, you know.
Yeah.
You're trying to, Lifestyle International is about a brand. The plane is synonymous too, because we don't mind going to that place to link up with those people.
Yeah.
Rather it being international in the United States, man. We trying to, if you got something to offer, we got something to offer, we trying to link up with you.
Yeah.
And then link you up with somebody in our network with something. Shoot, somebody say, hey, yo, we need a mural, yo. We linking sale up, you know what I mean?
The reason y'all here today, y'all out here, you know, you see what we got popping, we saw what y'all got popping, and y'all here today, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, get tuned in.
Yeah, man, listen, y'all did great, fellas. We appreciate that, man. I feel like the people definitely got it.
Before we forget, yo, we got a little something for y'all guys, man.
All right, man.
Right?
Take notes, guys. Take notes.
Yeah, man.
Gifts.
I'm ready to start telling y'all.
We got a little more than that too, though. We got a couple other gifts.
I'm gonna tell y'all in the emails, if you don't ask for my size when we confirm your ship date, then you ain't living right.
Yeah, okay, this the international lifestyle right here.
Plus something, man.
But you probably hit more countries ahead of me.
Y'all like it,
Yeah, you know me.
My lady, she been persuading me to get my passport, so this might be a dope travel shirt for me where I can start checking off these different flags in the back as I travel. You know?
I ain't even hold mine up yet. I'm gonna put mine right on the hanger. Nah, hurry up with it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be like, thank you, bro.
Yeah, we like it.
Oh, I know I already am, bro. I already am, man. I checked out stuff on the website already. Might be something I was gonna throw in the cart.
Oh yeah, we got a new drop coming too soon.
Okay. Okay, actually, I want you to hold that thought, because this is our first time that we're doing this. So for all of the people that's watched us, I sponsor Highlight. We normally pick a brand that we already shot with, that we already work with, but we speak on it ourselves. And you know, in the future, we want this spot to be for people who want to just highlight their brand. You may not want to be a guest, you just want that moment in that segment to be for you. So tonight, since we have Lifestyle International in the building, they are our sponsor highlight. And we want them, no matter how y'all want to do it, if y'all want to take turns and do the kid and play thing, or you just want to speak on it, I want you for 1 minute tell the people exactly what Lifestyle International is, how they can find it, and exactly what you want from your customer.
Okay, say less. Lifestyle International, shop with us. LifestyleInternational.net. We have plenty of things for you. I'm sure you can find something to put in your house, anywhere in your house. Even if you want to wear it, you want to get fly, you traveling, you just want a mat on the floor when you come in to dust your feet off. Shop with us. Lifestyle International, IG, Lifestyle International, Facebook, Lifestyle International LLC. Again, that is LifestyleInternational.net. No, it's not .com, it's .net. Get it right. Keep it right. Shop with us.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, these two are just like us. This guy, in our episode before this one, I introduced myself and started the show, and this guy was like, "What'd you say?"
He was like, I'm with my co-host. I was like, for sure.
And I'm like,
I forgot to say my name.
I guess they know that nigga. He got a shape up today. They know that nigga. He should acting brand new. But amazing job again, fellas, man. Clapping up all of my listeners. Man, but we far from done. Now it's time to have some fun.
Okay.
Oh, that rhyme. Okay. So this is where we get into our rapid fire, where we just, we shoot questions at y'all. You ain't gotta overthink it. If you want one of y'all to just answer, or both of y'all got separate answers.
Nah, we trying to have some fun, man.
Yeah. So we gonna do it. So we gonna kick it off.
Kicking it off tonight's
Let's go.
segment of rapid fire. My first question is: first thing you experienced traveling, favorite thing you experienced traveling.
Favorite thing experienced traveling here, man, just the fact that we're actually moving around as a company. Like last week we were in New York. Well, 7 days ago we were in New York, in Manhattan. 7 days ago. Yesterday we were on the radio show, and now today we're here. So it's just to see us continue to keep growing, continue motion, as they would say nowadays.
Same answer for you?
Yeah, man. It's just a blessing, bro. To touch a platform, get some good food, get some good vibes, be around some good people, some like-minded people, man.
For sure.
And just linking up, man. That's best part of the trip so far, bro.
That's what's up.
Gotcha. I think I already got the answer from y'all vibe of the show already, but I ask anyway. If one of y'all had to be lifestyle and the other one had to be international, who is who? Which one of you represent lifestyle? Which one of you represent international?
I would definitely be international.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would definitely be international. I knew he was going to agree with that, but I definitely would agree with that.
And you know what? I thought it was going to be the opposite, because being that you're the one with the more so the family, I thought you was going to say lifestyle and you was going to say international. But I like the reverse.
And the fact that they agree, that's good too.
Yeah, that's partnership right there.
Yeah.
My next got media training.
My next one. Who's more likely out of you two to forget supplies or something important at home when y'all is traveling?
Probably me.
Definitely.
Don't feel bad, bro. I'm with you. As much as I like to cross my T's and dot my I's,
You ain't worse than me then.
you know, since man, you've been kicking it. I would give it to you now.
You ain't worse than
you, it was me, bro. I would typically, but not, you always leave something.
I'll leave something. Every time I leave this nigga house, I leave something. I walked in there, you stay in the back. Sometimes I leave. One day I walked in there and I didn't want to smell like smoke, so I took my shirt off. Nigga, I walked out with a tank top. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing out here? What am I doing? My next question is, no, I should go in it.
No, I just got them.
Oh, that was one? Okay, bet. So my next question is, I hate y'all more like a sports one. If you could redesign the logo for a company or sport brand you already love, that's already dope that you love, what would it be? If you could redesign the logo for either like a sports team or a brand.
Panthers.
Carolina Panthers?
Yeah.
You don't like theirs?
No, I like theirs, but if
Yeah, I said you could love it already, but if you think you could enhance it.
I'm a Panthers fan, so yes, Panthers.
What about you?
The NBA logo, bro.
The whole NBA logo.
I think it can be a little dope.
Well, you know, it's funny you said that. If you watch the playoffs, they actually changed it. At least what they're using for TV is not, typically it'd be the white Silver.
Red, white, and blue, right?
Right now it's silver. They added just a circle. I like it. It's
Okay.
more
You know?
simple, but it got more of a
Yeah,
flair.
you
So check that
know,
shit
you
out.
know.
Yeah, I like that answer.
I
I
think
never
it's
heard
gonna
anybody
be-
challenge that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a little better. You know?
Okay.
All right, for sure. Good answer.
What's the most unusual fashion trend that you've experimented with?
Usual.
Anything any crazy ideas
I
that
got
Lifestyle
one.
International came up with that y'all might have threw out or might have been
We
crazy?
never threw it out, but how guys be wearing the crossbody joint.
Okay.
Yeah. We just never put it
Like a little pouch.
Like the fanny pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm a proud satchel wearer. Y'all probably be out here with my bag
It's
on all the
we
time.
just haven't
Yeah.
never put it
When
out.
last time I was in Miami, I had mine and it came in handy because typically, we smoking, so
Mhm.
I keep all my smoke
Mhm.
shit in
Mm-hmm.
here. Can't fit in the
I
pocket.
mean, I get the uses for it.
Y'all
But
gotta bring that idea back to the table.
That goes back to it ain't for us since we don't. I mean, just because we don't wear it.
We travel like
Yeah.
that for me is a key component.
Okay.
Especially mural suits, so it might be a paintbrush,
Yeah.
ink pen, like
Yeah.
just the small things that I don't. Or if I'm painting, I typically hate putting my phone in my pocket because I always
Okay.
have paint on my hands.
Okay.
So having a satchel, I don't mind getting paint.
Okay.
Just throwing y'all a little consumer.
That's real.
Oh,
Yeah, it's real. You did that.
Yeah.
You did that.
It's me or you?
No, I think.
Yeah, I said unusual fashion trend. It's on you.
All right, bet it's on me. Okay,
That's
so my question is obviously, I think we all grew up probably around in the same era. So, what clothing brand did you wear or want to wear the most coming up?
I would say probably Tommy Hilfiger.
Okay.
I ain't
Just
mad at
coming
that.
up because
I definitely remember that.
everybody was like on Tommy.
What was that, middle school for y'all?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
everybody was kind of like on Tommy Hilfiger heavy.
What about you,
On
bro?
the older band, we was on the
Cross
on the,
colors?
on the cross colors, the 8-ball jackets, the canine, the
Gotcha.
damage. You know what I mean? The used jeans.
Yeah, cross
Yeah,
colors.
my brother, he was, and I kind of caught on from there.
That's dope.
And fashion always comes full circle, for sure. All of the different
Yeah,
eras and
it
brands.
does, but side note on that, me and some of my friends, what we decided to do is to wear white tees like every day of school. So that's what we did, and that was actually one of the first things that let me know like people pay attention to what you're doing when you're doing something that stands out from the norm. Like people like really pay attention to what
Right.
you're doing.
That consistency of wearing the white tees every day, they was like, these guys stand out. Like, it's like they're a gang, they're a group. They seem to be in code. They code.
Exactly.
Everything they're doing seems to be like they're planning. The cooperation and the partnership behind it. That makes people open their eyes up to it always. It's a strong fact.
So Lifestyle International is known as, a brand that for anybody, you got key parts of it. It's about traveling. We know you guys travel a lot. What's your favorite city to visit in general? And what's your favorite city for fashion inspiration? Two-part question. City to visit and city for fashion inspiration.
I mean, you can't go wrong going out Cali, man. I mean, that's just the vibe anytime. Inspiration for
For me, definitely California as far as inspiration, for
Okay.
sure. Just the backdrop of California, if you're talking about LA, if you're talking about San Diego, if you're talking about San Francisco, just the whole backdrop, it's definitely inspiration. Favorite city to travel is without a doubt Miami.
Okay.
and being in that art scene too, man. You get a lot of inspiration from just being in that arena, bro. And seeing all the creators and having conversations with them.
Cool.
Kind of.
I can dig it.
All right, I gotta ask y'all a music question. Both of y'all, y'all both like rap? Y'all both in the hip hop? All right, so if I had to ask both of you, if you had to break it down to maybe one person, who would you
Willie
say?
the Kid,
Willie the Kid, your favorite artist?
my guy.
For sure.
All day I put Willie up against anybody.
I respect that.
Anybody.
I respect that. Who would yours be?
My favorite artist.
Yeah, and as far as a rapper go, however you want to answer.
Right now.
It could be pure. It could be if it's one person you got to take to an island, you got to take that catalog. Who would it be?
I honestly would say my brother right now.
I love it.
mean,
I love these type of answers.
And that's
Tell him who he is.
because my brother, shout out to MG, shout out to my brother Marcus. But my brother actually is rapping about positivity. and not all the stuff that you normally would hear on the radio and that you normally hear out there. So that definitely for me speaks volumes, considering doing music before and wasn't doing nothing that would uplift people. To see my younger brother see what I was doing, take that and actually do it for positivity, I can't. It does.
Right.
It just does something to me.
Shout out to bro, man.
Yeah, it is inspiring though what Marcus is doing.
Yeah, it's hard for me to not feel that. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. And I love the fact that both of y'all gave answers because, you know, I wrote it in the sense where if you said an artist that I might listen to all the time, then I had another question to ask with that. But y'all both shouted out artists that might not be a typical answer to people. And I love when you take the time on a platform to put somebody else out there and show them love.
Yeah, man.
Shine the light on them.
My God.
What's an entertainer or celebrity you envision being a brand ambassador for Lifestyle International? Any artist or somebody just influential you out there that y'all see, you like, damn, I wish he was rocking our shit.
I see I got the bathing suits. It could be a woman too. I think I got to be a
Man, that's a
mad at things.
that's a tough one. Cause it's a lot of people I could.
It could be somebody local that we don't know. I love them answers too. If it's somebody that y'all think that's where y'all operating from, that you might have potentially been looking at, that you could shout them out too.
Man, shout out to the Nappy Roots.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Nappy
Them boys,
Roots.
man.
Them guys have showed us so much love. It's ridiculous. From just wearing our stuff on different interviews, just how much they embraced us from not even knowing us, but just embrace us. So done some good dudes.
There you go.
Shout
This
out.
OG Nappy right?
Yeah.
Country boy.
Yes. Shout out
Legendary.
to shout out to Scales, shout out to Skinny.
And just a lot of things that they showed us, man. This is that we've been privy to as far as business and how they do business. I see a lot of parallels in how they do things, and he and I with our business and whatnot, man. And they, you know, just embrace us and how they just, you know, just give that game, man.
That's dope.
And shout out to them boys.
Yeah.
I love OGs, man.
Yeah, man, that's like, they definitely had some, in the era that we came up, right, City in the Basement era and all that, they had some legendary
But they
pops.
still making good music.
Yeah, I gotta check out their new music. I haven't listened to something from them in a
Yeah, that
while.
was a shocker for me to hear y'all say that, so I'm definitely about to tag that.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what Do It For The Love is all about. I love the fact that, you know, sometimes when you're not from maybe where that music might be promoted a little bit more and played more, you kind of gravitate from it because I knew them when they were on the large platform. And for the fact that y'all answer them now, I'm re-inspired to go check them out because I like their music then and I'm sure they still creating something. Always a soulful group.
They make beer. They make beer, bro. In-house.
True Country Boys, I gotta check them out.
Yeah, it's good beer too, bro.
You the IPA, man. That's
They make IPAs?
They make it in-house.
They got something for you.
Nappy Roots. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for your beverages, brother.
And just the fact that the name Nappy Roots, that's again, bro, connection to different things. Like for instance, Steve Urkel, right? Who would have thought this nigga got his own weed now called Nurple Purple? Like,
Right. I did see that.
Yeah, bro, he's in the whole
real.
industry. No, that's his shit he in. So to hear that Nappy Roots is connected to the brewery now, which is, you know, connected to the roots of what
When you back in town, I'll bring you by there.
That's dope. I would love you about that.
I'm pulling up too. Shit.
Come on, bro. I'll bring you by there.
Coming through.
Bring you
So
by.
all right, I'll keep the show rolling. So I ask one more rapid fire question, and then Sal can ask any more that he has.
I got one more.
Yeah. So my last one is going to be, what is something, and you know, Bert, you can go first. What is something you love that most people don't know you love?
But most people don't know.
Yeah, it could be something simple as far as you might like fucking playing the piano. It could be something that people don't know that you
Hey,
do.
I don't talk about him a lot, but my brother, dog.
Okay.
I don't talk about him enough, but he's been really influential in my life, and I love my brother, dog.
That's dope.
That's love, man.
I always wanted a brother, bro. That's why I treat my friends like brothers because I always wanted to grow up with them. And I got all sisters, so that's dope, man.
I always wanted a little brother too, especially when I found out the rules about how they, you know, take niggas and when it's time to like do the war shit. I was like, yo, you know, I'm like, I'm having a young person, like, I don't know how that might work out. But no, real talk, I always wanted another sibling.
For you?
Being creative.
Okay.
Being creative, man. I don't know. It's just something about the whole creative space, being able to come up with something from nothing.
You feel like people don't know that you do a lot of the creative stuff?
I really don't mind if they don't know, honestly,
Okay.
because I feel like whatever I'm doing creatively, they're going to see. But that goes back to what I said before, what God has for you is for you. So.
That's a strong vibe to have as a person who just content in what you're doing. Like, it's so many people that I think of that Carrie Hilson is a songwriter, you know, when certain people, like, you can jump out in the spotlight and it might work or not, but sometimes you're really good behind the scenes, and we have to be content with that.
And embrace
That
it.
might be your purpose. It's okay with that. My last question, y'all right now, y'all based out of Atlanta, or so what? I've lived there before. I'm interested to know this one. What's the best and the worst thing about living or doing business in Atlanta?
The worst is the traffic.
I know all about it.
Yeah, for me, the worst is the traffic. Even if you know the back streets, you still
In traffic.
You still in traffic.
Gotcha.
The worst.
Yeah. And the best.
Yeah, it was the best too, but
Everything. I mean, it's so many money grabs out here nowadays, man. It's gimmicky.
So the worst things are the fugazi business.
Yeah. I mean,
push it off.
it's a lot of following, man. It's too much following.
don't feel crazy if you get robbed in your first. If you stay a week in Atlanta, and they don't rob you with no gun, they just scam the shit out of you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Facts.
I usually tell people when they go to Atlanta, if somebody been too nice to you when you first get there, watch out for that nigga. I'm rather you be rude to me when I see the nigga being too nice. That's the nigga who's gonna get in. And he gonna rob you sometime.
The best thing though is just the availability for people of minority to do their thing.
Yeah.
Do their thing.
It's the Mecca out there.
Anywhere.
Yeah, that's definitely without a doubt the best thing.
What's your best thing from being working in Atlanta or living there?
Being ATL like that, the food for one.
Talk about
Just seeing more people like us have the opportunity to with more people having things that look like us. And three, the best thing, the opportunity, bro.
Sure.
And and anything that you into down there, if you like to skateboard, if you like to cook, if you like to, man, it's a community for everybody out there, bro. If you want to be a part of something, really be a part of something, man, they got, I love the ATL.
And they welcome you with open arms.
Atlanta International. All the way. Yeah. So fellas, man, y'all be great with rapid fire questions. I actually had one more, but I don't know, I'm the shout. It was more so like a relationship question. It was like funny.
Go ahead.
You want me to ask it? All right, man. This is my last one, and so I'll frame it this way. If you're in a relationship, you can answer this as actually, or if you're not in a relationship, you can answer this as the ideal comparison. So, if you and your romantic partner were to dress up for a Halloween party as a well-known couple that best describes your relationship, who would y'all be?
Yo, that's funny.
Britt look like
And I'm sure for me, Batman and Catwoman.
Okay.
Batman and Catwoman.
All right, so you run around with Selena Kyle. I love it.
Batman and Catwoman.
All right, I love it.
it.
Shout out to Bruce Wayne. Shout out to
Selena
Selena
You
Kyle.
ain't got the answer because I'm sitting here thinking like that. I don't even know how or what would really describe
I knew that answer because I'm like Batman, like she talking about, I guess superheroes or whatever. It's Batman for me just for the simple fact that he was human.
Got it.
I love it.
For sure. Britt?
Like I spin the block.
Fred and Wilma, bro.
Flintstone fans, shout out to you, man. That's OG. Listen, you look your young niggas, you go whippersnappers. You don't know nothing about it. They out here 10 toes down, really.
All day.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, man, that was great. All right, that's my last rapid fire question, man. So, great job, fellas. So we're gonna move on to the next segment, and this segment is called Spin the Block. And that's when we go back to from the start of the episode up till now, or it could be a moment that you just didn't have a chance to speak on at all tonight. Is that something that you would like to put out there to the people, spin the block on, you know, just add a little bit extra to something that we already talked about or we didn't?
Oh yeah, did we forget anything or something that y'all just didn't want to speak about?
I don't think you got anything, but however, I just feel like personally in the black community, we need to support each other more. And that I'm just leave it at that. Because I see so much black people just going against black people, or black people tearing each other down and not working together. You always got your little issues like, bruh, we stronger together than apart. Like, if you want to work, let's work together.
Gotcha.
That's my thing.
Britt, anything, any message, something that you want to spend the block on from something we spoke about earlier, maybe something Jerome answered, you maybe had an answer and you didn't really get to get it off or anything?
No, just some of those folks who, you know, kind of question about starting their own business or whatnot, or just start, man. Just get out there and start. We didn't aim to sell T-shirts or whatever. It's kind of fell in our lap. We was doing what we was doing, and like he said, what God has for us, can't nobody take it because it was just meant for us. It fell in our lap, man. We didn't start out here selling
10 years strong.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Definitely. Well, you say 10 years strong. I mean, as far as like being a brand, it's probably like maybe 4 years, because it's like, yeah, it's like it was a whole transition into it. Because at first, like I said, we was just selling out of the trunk and not even thinking about a whole brand. It just, as it continued to grow, it's like, we've really got more than what we were actually viewing it. Like, we started seeing the bigger picture.
Grew into an enterprise for sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I'll let Sel go into our next segment, which we talked about off camera, but I'll let him go into
Which part?
Hidden Gems.
Oh, okay. So hidden gems is typically, I love that in any profession, we can get started. Like how y'all just talked about for upcoming clothing designers. Anybody can grab a t-shirt, throw some paint on it, heat press some letters. What is that hidden gem moment for y'all as clothing designers or a brand where it was like that light bulb message for y'all, light bulb moment for y'all where y'all was like, damn, we've been missing this the whole time, and then shit just went into autopilot?
Could have been something simple or something, you know,
As you feel like every brand or person kind of need to know something to help y'all out.
Before you get on it, because I know you're going to say something, but I'm going to say this. How you going to sell a product and you don't even wear your own shit? Folks,
that's such a simple like oop, but it's like you see a lot of people who don't do it.
That is a fact.
You know what I mean? They sell, you got merchandise, bro. You don't even sell your own. Why would I buy from you, bro? You don't even wear it.
That's real shit right
I
there.
see you was in the Gucci.
And well, yeah, bro. But you sell, really?
You picked the right night to say some shit like that. You see what I got on, baby. All my other guys got on the brand, and I'm gonna be rocking this shit soon. What you said.
But it's funny, like, for me being a part of a brand, tunnel vision, and like when I'm in my meetings, like anytime we do anything tunnel vision, I'm wearing my shit. I'm definitely not gonna show up to any meeting or event of ours and I'm not in our shit.
Right.
But me as a just fan of other brands, like the same way I ran into y'all, if I'm in the streets and somebody run down like, yo, this is my t-shirt, that shit look good to me, or you got a story, I'm buying it, and I'm wearing it.
Right.
I always wear other people's shit.
Not a sympathy purchase.
Yeah,
you really
rock that
shit.
If that shit look good, I'm rocking that shit. I have way more independent clothing of other people brands than I do name brand shit.
Gotcha.
The only thing I don't is shoes, and that's because we need more size and that's that we need more of them. For real.
Quality.
Gotcha. Man, so our next segment, fellas, and we'll take a little break because I feel like we're running so smoothly and see, I feel like we've done this before. Man, shout out to everybody that's watching and listening tonight. This is episode 24, you know, for the love of partnership. And we are sitting here with Lifestyle International, and this is a moment where both of you gonna get this moment. We're gonna zoom the camera in. You don't have to act like me or sellers to your left or to your right, and you're gonna look into that camera and you can deliver a message that pretty much is something that you want people to remember you by. It could be individually, or you can speak for your for the brand. And Sal has another way to introduce this to us.
Another way that I explain this part is looking at yourself in the mirror or your younger self and giving an inspirational message or something you learned to get you to that next point. Or if you on stage and that younger kid is looking up to y'all like, damn, I want to be like them, what's that message that you going to give to him or to the people?
Jerome, you go first.
Mine would be, don't say you can't. Don't ever say you can't unless you did it. Then you will know whether it's not for you or not. Don't say you can't. And I definitely want to give kudos to my mother on that, because my mother said that religiously. Don't say you can't. Don't say you can't. Don't say you can't. And she always be like, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So she like consistently said that. So for me, it would definitely be, don't say you can't unless you go out there and you try it.
Like that.
And to piggyback off of Jerome, don't let other people's limitations, because they never did it before, don't let their limitations dictate to you that you can't do it just because they never did it before. Don't let them folks tell you can't do it, man. Try it. You believe in your stuff and put it out there. Yeah, let the folks be the judge, man, and be proud of what you got. That's my message.
And listen here, do it for the love. This show's all about the love. So I want y'all to try and show more of that on a day-to-day basis, but it starts with yourself. Once you love yourself, you can love the world and you can spread it, share it, and more things come from creation. So fellas, man, that was amazing. Everything brand, everything yourself, everything who y'all are as men. So this is the point we're getting towards the end of the show where we can talk about quickly anything that's trending. If it's, y'all don't have to talk nothing about your personal life. Is there any story that's going on out there?
What's trending? Lifestyle International.
Oh man, let's go.
www.lifestyleinternational.net.
Let's go. We ain't got time to talk to no other
Since we got these open 5 minutes for Lifestyle International, I did have a couple more questions I can get into. What inspired the logo? What the 2 dots mean and what that logo mean on
So
that?
the logo means
Shout out to Merv, yo.
wheels up.
Okay. Oh, see. Okay.
That's
Wheels
what
up.
it means. Wheels up.
Love it.
But shout out to my cousin, Mervo, who actually is a part of Lifestyle International as well. He came with that logo, with the idea.
Wheels up, wings out.
When we saw it, it was like, it was distinct, it stood out, and it was fire. So it was,
Yeah, can we give a shout out to y'all? Shout out Merv. What's the other partner of y'all's that's not here today?
shout out to Fingertip Music, shout out to my cousin Jerome. Definitely shout out to him.
And shout out to my player partner, my cousin, King Rico. What up, boy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like them southern greetings, them southern blessings.
Yeah, man.
It's coming through
Shout
show.
out to our ambassador too.
Yeah,
Shout
Famo,
out to
what
H.
up, bro?
Shout out to H.
Hey, man, we see what
He-
you doing,
he-
bro.
Yeah, he always willing to ride with us, willing to fly with us. Wherever we go, he's with us. So shout out to him. And shout out to our other guys too. Shout out to Stu, who's an amazing painter. Shout out to
Check
Mike
out
Johnson.
that Hulu special that's out
who's
now.
an amazing artist as far as doing art out of broken records and broken CDs. Amazing artist. Shout out to him. Shout out to Dex. Shout out to our whole guys who travel with us. Shout out to Dukes. Like everybody who like when we move as a unit and we all support each other in the different things that we each other have going on.
Bring
We
to
all
the
support
table.
each other.
I love the
That
partnership.
goes back to what you were saying. When you seen us, all those guys was with us.
Yeah, for sure. I admire that. I love anybody out there. And another thing I want to harp on and double stamp is traveling in general. Whether you're a music artist out there, you're a clothing brand, you do hair, it don't matter what you do. Even if you're taking 2 times a year to plan travel, whether you're pulling up to an expo, an exhibit, a networking event, just show up, show your face, give out your business card. Do not be shy when you get in that room. The one of the quotes that I remember a lot as being an entrepreneur is, they can only say no. No do not hurt you. You get what I'm saying? So get out there, get a no, get a couple no's. You get for every 9 no's, you gonna get 1 yes. You know what I'm saying? And that 1 yes might change your life.
Change to life.
So get out here,
Tell
and the fact that these guys came out to us, we still on the come up as podcast hosts, even though we have our own background, they just took it off the strength and God giving them a sign to come out. So I appreciate that, but you gotta go off faith. Faith is real.
Yes, yes.
And like we always seem to do at this time, man, shout out to our studio, Atelier Baltimore, this, like I said, Do It For The Love, episode 24, For The Love of Partnership. Shout out to all of our lovers, all of the subscribers. Please continue to do so. We do not grow without the people. You are our community, and we are here for you. You know how we do. We like to shout out to our Shine the Spotlight person of the night, R.I.P. the Juice, O.J. Simpson.
Okay.
You know what it is, man. Sleep peacefully, legend. And also, for the first time ever, our sponsor highlight, who is also our guest of the evening. You see the brand everywhere.
LifestyleInternational.net.
They not playing with y'all.
I was gonna tell you, shout out. You already know.
Already, man. So, grand closing, man. One more time, man. Britt,
My brother.
My God, man, we appreciate y'all.
Brother.
Amazing episode. And for the first time ever, we about to take this show on the road, man. We about to go see Baltimore City tonight. They flew in to fuck with you guys. We gonna turn up tonight. So,
We here in Baltimore, what up?
episode 24 for the love of partnership. You know the vibes, man. We outside.
Shot with us.
More life, more blessings.